So my name is Vlad. I'm coming from Creamfinance. Some of you have heard about us. We are like in 7 markets, 7, 8 markets. It differs. Our brands are Crediton, Lendon, Creditor, I don't know, Extra Portfolio. So those of you who work in Spain, Czech Republic, Denmark, Poland, Mexico, Spain, work with us as well. I've been in the company for like 5 years, and pretty much I built the whole marketing as a CMO. And for the last 2 years, I'm involved more in Czech Republic as a managing director of the company due to some historical reasons. So today I'm going to speak about, as my colleague spoke before, about marketing, right? But not from the perspective of unit economics, which totally makes sense, but from the perspective of the way we think and the way I understand all the affiliates, webmasters, lead generators, and lenders should think the same. So basically, we'll talk about marketing decisions and how do we do stuff in Creamfinance. And this is actually quite a long presentation, so Nikita, please stop me while the time will be running out, because I can talk hours about this stuff. So firstly, this capital, think about the business sense. This is something I learned from our founders. While in like 2014, I wanted to launch a huge TV campaign in Czech Republic. And I've been saying, hey, Davis, let's launch a huge TV campaign. I mean, it will bring us leads. And he said, okay, what is the price of this? And how many leads it will bring? I'm like, it's like, it will bring a lot. Okay, but really, how much? Like, I've been calculating this stuff. And then it turned to be that if I would launch the TV campaign there, I will spend like few million euros, and it will bring us like 100 leads. Because in this period, it was no like sense having TV campaign in Czech Republic, because pretty much our customers were pretty much like employed for the whole day. They hadn't had time to watch TV, and those prime hours were so expensive that they was just overfilled with banks. So there is no way for us to be there. So okay, this experiment I learned from this that really before each marketing action, I think I should think about this stuff like heavily. Like, for example, what is like the business goal, right? What is the goal of this marketing action? Is it like to get traffic? Or is it like to attract revenue? Or do I want to generate much more profit with this action? This is totally different. I mean, the ones of you who work in the companies which is driven by a huge amount of shareholders, you'll probably know the shareholders are more about revenue. They don't really care about profits, right? Look at the examples of Uber, Tesla, even Groupon. Those companies are just running without profit. They had huge they have huge budgets, but the profit before tax, they don't really care about it. It's just how to generate more revenue, so to look much better in the eyes of the investors or shareholders. And this is the thing you should keep in your hand. If you're a small affiliate, then definitely you would like to generate much more profit, right? Because you need to feed your family, or to pay your employees if you have them, or if you don't have to, you have to pay yourself. But if you're a big company, you don't really think about profit. You think about how do I spend much more, how do I pump into the marketing, I need to show huge revenue. So everybody say, hey, like it's a good way. Let's show it to our shareholders. Just make more revenue. So each time you think about marketing channel or where to spend your money or how to spend your money, you should think about what is the ultimate goal. What do you track with this investment? Then think about CLVs and CPS. Everybody knows what CLV, right? Customer lifetime value, CPS, cost per sale. As the speaker before said, you should think about the numbers. The unit economics really make sense. How I see it, actually much more simpler, that if you want to have a low volume, normal, you'll have much lower costs. If you want to have high volume, you will have higher costs. Just imagine it. If you have, let's say, affiliate channel, You can be somewhere in, let's say, if you know what is pin trimming, so you can be in pin tree somewhere in the middle of the cascade, and you will get a lot of leads, but this will be really low quality leads, but you will spend really low money on this. But once you want, as lender, you want to have more leads, you have to pay much more for the affiliate in order for him to generate you more traffic. And normally this will be the high quality traffic. So this is one thing while thinking about marketing. You want to have huge sales, you have to invest much more. You want to have low sales, you'll have to invest much less. Obvious, but not a lot of people know it. At least, like, you know, I think you all know those shareholders or founders which approach you, say, hey, generate more, I don't know, 10,000 new loans, but we don't want to pay for it, right? Let's have it for free, the best. So it doesn't work in the way. One more traffic, you have to pay more. One less traffic, you pay less. And this is just a thing. You all know the cannibalization. Does anybody think there is a cannibalization between SEO and PPC? It's a question for you guys. Does SEO cannibalizes PPC or vice versa? Or does SEO cannibalizes affiliate or affiliate cannibalize SEO? Who thinks we should turn off the affiliates? Nobody, okay. My approach to this, you have to have all the channels. It'd be pretty much impossible to say, let's have only SEO, let's have only PPC, not have affiliates. Definitely, we all compete, like all the channels compete between each other, but they're all part of customer journey. So before you turn off a channel, just think what might happen. This is basically for the lenders. Because it happens a lot. If you think, all right, I have a good SEO, I'm like on the first positions in Google, or I'm in like Yandex, doesn't really matter. And so let's turn off PPC, right? So, but we know like in Google side, if you turn off PPC, then suddenly somebody will be cannibalizing on your brand. And they will be in the first position, so you will lose a lot of traffic. So in this way, it makes total sense to invest into the brand search and in the branded keywords, and not turn it off. Although, yeah, you will pay more, but nobody will, cannibalize on your brand. So this is something also take in mind while doing marketing actions. The same as affiliates, right? Sometimes affiliates are allowed to use a branded search, sometimes they're not allowed. But each strategy makes sense. If you can't go to AdWords, do, let's say, to restrictions, which are now in Europe. I think you all know about the restriction of the payday. It's already like been a year and a half in place. And there is affiliate who has all the AdWords channels he can use to be on the top with the branded search. Let him be, because otherwise he'll just lose the place. So this is really, really important for us. The right KPIs, it was said already before, I don't believe in having hundreds of KPIs. It doesn't really make sense because you'll just fail to look at them all. When you have a channel, you have to have like 1-2 KPIs and that's it. But those KPIs have to be like, like literally strong, and you have to follow the KPIs. I don't think you can do a business without KPIs. You might do like a business if you're like a single affiliate, but still you need to track something. So the KPIs is really important. And the multi-brand strategies is something we'll talk about when talking about how do we do it in Creamfinance, because we totally believe in this approach. So this is something, sales or traffic. What is the difference between sales and traffic? Just again, a question to the audience. Does anybody think it's the same? Sales and traffic? When do you need sales? When do you need traffic? Okay, guys, yesterday was an after party. I get the point. Thank you for all coming here. All right, just my thoughts about this idea. It really depends in which kind of business you are. If you are in the publishing business, you'll be much more interested in traffic. In the publishing business, I don't mean publisher as we say affiliate, but I mean publisher as a newspaper, right, or magazine. Your business goal is how to attract much more traffic to your website, because you don't need sales. Basically, your sales is a traffic. The more traffic you get, the higher the price of the advertisement will be there. On the other hand, if you are affiliate, or even a lender, you're not really interested in traffic, you're interested in sales, how the traffic is converted. So those are sales. So in this way, you definitely have to think what kind of traffic you're attracting, right? You can buy traffic for, I don't know, 1,000 views for less than $1 easily on Fiverr, for example. But it doesn't make no sense. You will not get sales from this. There was one company I can't mention which hired a really talented, let's put it like this, CMO, which drove them extremely amount of traffic. During like 6 months he was on board. He drove them, well, they had something like 100,000 views monthly, and he made them like around 1 million views monthly. And the shareholders really love it, but their sales didn't rise. So he was fired after 6 months. And really, if you look on this website, it's like amazing, it's like this, but if you go directly, what was this traffic? It was clickbaiting. It was pixel in browser, so it was just fraud traffic. Didn't convert to sales, investors love it, shareholders love it, they said, yeah, good job, man. Doesn't work in this way. If you are in lending business, you can't fool yourself with this one. So, some small action plan, how do we do this in Creamfinance? So firstly, you have to define your traffic goals. Definitely for lender, the traffic goals is to attract quality traffic, which turn into sales. I don't really even need conversions, I need sales. I don't really care if it will be like 30% conversion, 100% conversion, I just need sales. And then I go from the sales. Sale means close contract in this way. Then define your conversions. As I said, for a newspaper, it will be the amount of traffic, even scammy traffic might be, whatever. Nobody will take care about this. Just you need traffic. For affiliate, you need quality traffic. For lender, you need sales. This is the conversion. Understand your margins. This is extremely important. Gurami here, right? You are in e-commerce business, so you know there are like stuff you sell which brings you like 30% margin, 100% margin, and some like 2% margin. And this is like a question. If you run an e-shop, you definitely know that like 20% of your products you sell drive you like 80% margins. It works everywhere. So really, it doesn't make sense for you to drive traffic for the website for the based on the keywords of goods which you'll sell with lowest commission. Like why? Normally what you do is just pick up, let's say 10, 20 products which you have insanely margins on, and you just drive traffic to those products. You focus on this. You're not Amazon, right? If you've been Amazon, you'll meet on this conference. If you have a good e-shop, let's say, and you have, I don't know, what you can sell. You can sell iPhones. You can sell Samsungs. You can sell like other mobile phones you like. But you know that on, let's say, on some, how it's called, like Maizo phones or Chinese phones, you can have 200% commission because you'll buy them from AliExpress for like 20 bucks and you sell for 100. So this is like a product you would like to sell. On the other hand, you can buy Samsungs and you have like 20 bucks commissions on the Samsung, 30 bucks commissions if you buy in Dubai. So in this way, you'll need to track traffic for those Meizu phones, for those cheap phones, which will drive you insanely commission. This is your keywords. Don't spend money on the high, let's say, quality keywords, which will drive you like really low commissions. So understand your margins and then drive traffic to those products. Test to find a channel with low CPA and high CLV. This is what we do. You can just imagine the thing, except of those margins and commissions. For example, let's say you, as a lender, you find some kind of new affiliate, which is new on the place, and somehow he has a huge database of customers, so he can bring you customers with real low price. So what you would like to do, you would like to invest heavily into this affiliate until it's full. Or you find a new keyword which wasn't converting before, but I don't know, thanks to a new champion league of football or soccer, how you call it, people would like to buy tickets and they didn't have money to buy the tickets. So you just invest in this keyword, borrow money to go to the football, and you just invest into this keyword until it's full. So you invest in the channels or keywords with the lowest price until you utilize it all, until you squeeze it all. And then you squeeze it and you just go to other keywords, other channels. So the idea is to lower the price you pay for the conversion. You just have to invest heavily in all lowest price channels. Because it's no brainer to go, like as I'm saying, to TV and just invest it all into TV, or just go to the biggest affiliate networks and just pay the highest price you can. Now, just start from the lowest and just go to the top. You'll be surprised how much leads there are in those lowest channels. And invest until you reach the maximum accepted CPA. If your CPA is 100 euros, so invest until you have the CPA 100 euros and just go to other channels. Start from 10 euros until 100. And repeat with other channels. This is how we do it. All right. Who have heard about the customer journey approach from Avinash Kaushik? Great. Well, sure. Yeah, so I'll be speaking about this because this is my favorite approach to how to do marketing decisions. As I'm saying, there is a way how to do the decision based on unit economics. This is a great approach, but there are different approaches which more are on common sense. And how you should use the channels based on the customer touch point, basically where the customer is currently in his customer journey. We'll speak about it. So just imagine how it was in the good old days. How did we do shopping? So the first was you do some kind of research. I don't know. You want to buy a phone. It was a Nokia 3331. You want to buy a phone, you go to a shop and you buy the phone. You did some more research before, but just go and buy it. There is some impulse. You go to the shop, to grocery shop, and you are 30. You buy a drink. This is the impulse. And the habitual. You just do shopping every day. So you go to the shop and do the shopping. That's it. This is the customer journey. No brainer. But it really doesn't work today, right? I believe all of you guys, before doing a shopping, something, let's say, more expensive, you do a hell lot of research. And you read about this, you ask the friends, you go to different stores, normally online. Sometimes you do that, you go to online shop, research, online shop, offline shop, and then back to online shop to buy the stuff. So the customer journey is really changing. And this is relatively old research, but still it represents the value. So you can read about the percentages, and this is pretty much what I said. The customer journey is really, really, really different. So people do behave in the way that they research online, then go offline. Firstly go offline, online, then offline. It's really rapidly changing.